going to get started with concealer. So the first one here is from Romantic Beauty, and this is their Light Sense Transparency Stay 16 Hours. Stay All Day 16 Hours Concealer Stick, and this one's in the shade 02. I've had this for a long time. I don't remember if they sent this to me. I think they might have. I honestly haven't used it in a while, so I can't really tell you anything on this product, but from what I remember, I thought it was okay because I don't know. We'll have to reach for it in a video soon or for a shop my stash because honestly I don't really remember my thoughts on this. One of my ultimate favorites is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the matte finish. I use mine in the shade medium beige, and this is just my favorite concealer out of everything that I have in this drawer. I love it. I love the doe foot applicator. I love the formula of this product. It's just so amazing. So this is definitely a favorite, and it's one that I have already repurchased. I've used it up before and it's just amazing. We have this one from Amuse, and this is the 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the shade 04 Sand. This is actually from the Chamissé website. I like this product. It's actually really nice. I've never used it as a actual like foundation or anything, but as a concealer I think it's like really lightweight. It's definitely one you can build up, but you're not gonna look super cakey on the under eyes. It's a really nice product, so this is definitely one that I really enjoy. Next we have another Romantic Beauty Little Secret concealer, and this one here is in the shade 04. This is one that was in a recent shop my stash, and it was actually really nice. It is like a light to medium coverage kind of concealer. It is pretty hydrating on the under eyes as well. I'll give you guys a look at the doe foot applicator. It's like a pretty standard doe foot shade. It's just a little light on me, but I think it's okay for the under eyes. So it's like not too noticeable when I throw it on my under eyes that it's light for me, but it's actually a really nice formula. This is actually one that I've never used. I think maybe I've used it once before. This is a Heart Candy Glamouflage concealer, and this is from the Dollar Tree, and I got mine in the shade light beige. This is like the only shade that they had available. However, it's like super light, so I haven't really used it on my under eyes. I have two of the Princesa 5-in-1 concealer with brush, and these are both from the Chamissé website. So I have the shade medium beige and the shade white. I did plan on mixing this with some other concealers in case they were a little too dark for me, but when it comes to concealers I tend to go lighter, so I haven't really gotten a chance to use this. But this is basically just a little brush in here, kind of like the LA Girl Cosmetics concealers that they have. So yeah, I don't really have anything to say about these. These are okay, nothing to write home about, but yeah, I have two of those. Next I have this one from LA Colors, and this is their Ultimate Cover Concealer, and this one is in the shade Natural. So this one's also a little light on me, and I haven't really reached for it. As you can see, there's like a hole in there already because it's just kind of been sitting in my drawer, but I really like the doe foot applicator. I think this shade here is just a little bit light for my under eyes, but I could still make it work, and it's actually way better than any LA Colors concealer that you find at Dollar Tree, so definitely check it out. Next we have the AOA Studio Liquid Concealer, and this is the one in Nude. I actually just finished one up. This is actually a really nice concealer, and as you can see I repurchased it in a deeper shade. I think I had light or something, or light medium or something, and it was a little too light for my under eyes, but this one here is actually really nice, and this is like a squeezy tube kind of moment, but I'd say it's a really nice formula for what you're paying. It's like $188 or something on their website, so this is definitely one that I recommend you check out if you're looking for a concealer on Chamissé. Next we have the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Concealer, and this one is actually newer to my collection. I really love the packaging of this product. I have the shade C13, and it actually works really nicely for me. It has a really big doe foot applicator, and I really enjoy the formula of this product as well. I'd say this is a nice like medium to high coverage concealer. You can definitely build it up, but it looks so nice on the under eyes, so this is definitely one that I've enjoyed using. Next we have this Flower Beauty concealer that I got at my local Dollar Tree, and this is actually a color corrector. I believe it's in the shade Light, and it's actually really nice. It's just extremely lightweight, and I don't know, I'd rather go with a orange color corrector, but this one's pretty okay. I think I've only used it like one time, and look, it already looks like it's almost out of here, but you know, just to try it out, why not? I don't really buy a lot of Flower Beauty unless it's a Dollar Tree. Let me know what your favorite Flower Beauty product is, but this one I think is just okay. This product is one that I found at my local 99-cent store, and this is the Maybelline Dream Brightening Creamy Concealer in 20 Beige. It's like extremely light. Oh, and 20 light, and it is a like stick concealer. It is just a little light for my under eyes, but I remember I've used this once or twice and I kind of liked it. I think it has a learning curve to it because I'm so used to doing liquid concealers, and this is like a stick one, but It is getting pretty messy in there, but we'll have to give this a try in a recent video, like an upcoming video. There's a time where I really enjoyed this. This is the L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Concealer, and this one's in the shade, I don't even know where the shade is, but I'm sure it's like in a light shade. It does come with a little roller ball situation at the top, and I remember this is so nice for like everyday kind of looks. If you don't want a heavy looking under eye, you just want something to throw under there to give you a little bit of coverage, this is really nice, and it feels really cooling because of that little roller ball situation. So I definitely have to bring this back out and try it soon. I have this color corrector from AOA Studio in the shade Peach. This is actually almost out of here. I believe I removed the stopper, but yeah, this is like gonna be featured in a empties video soon because it's running really low. Next we have my Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer, and this one is in the shade Medium Neutral, and this is actually really nice. I actually purchased this at Five Below, and I feel like this shade is actually really nice for my under eyes. The first time around I didn't really enjoy the formula, but it's actually a really nice light to medium coverage. I'd say you can definitely build it up. I really like the doe foot applicator. It just glides on, it's super creamy. So this one is one that I've definitely fallen in love with these recent years. Next we have a newer find to me. This is a Romantic Beauty Skin 11 Aloe Acid Concealer, and this shade is just a little light on me. Not sure what, oh, this one's an 04. I did purchase this at my local Q Bargain. I retailed for $2.49, and I'd say this is extremely hydrating on my under eyes. So whenever I set it, it doesn't really stay set. It tends to crease a lot on my under eyes, so this is definitely one that I'm still trying to see like my thoughts on, but so far I'm like But this little situation, this is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Concealer. It's meant for like imperfections, and this one is in light. It's just a little pencil. I might just end up decluttering it because I don't think I'm ever going to use this, but it's just like a pencil concealer that came with that other concealer that I showed you guys earlier from Hard Candy. Next we have two of the AOA Studio Top Secret concealers. I have two shades. I have the shade Buff, which I think this is the first one I purchased. It's like super light. And then we have this one here in the shade Nude, which is a little darker. Let me give you guys a little comparison. So this one is Nude, and then we have this one in Buff. So you can see this one is way lighter, and this one's just a little darker, which I think is going to work really well for my under eyes. I've used these before in a full face of Chamase, and I really like the formula. They are just a little thick, but what's to be expected for a potted concealer. Next, let's move on to foundation. So this is a SHEGLAM. This is called their SKINFLUENCER Full Coverage Foundation Balm. So I did try these out in a recent video here on my channel. So I have two shades. I have the shade Honey, which looks like that. And then we have the shade Butterscotch, which looks like that. I really like the packaging of these products. And there's a close-up look at that. I'll have the video on the screen and down below if you want to give it a watch and see my thoughts. Foundations that are just too light for me that I can't use from Dollar Tree. So first off is this Flesh Beauty foundation stick in the shade Custard. It's actually one of my Dollar Tree finds that I can't use because it is just way too light for me and my skin tone. But I just have it in my collection. I think eventually I might end up decluttering it from here because I'm never going to be able to use this. Even as a undercover, like for my concealers or whatever, it's just too light. Same thing goes for the Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Foundation. I actually mentioned this in a Hard Candy, I think it was like finds video for Dollar Tree as well. And this one is in Buff, and it's just way too light for me as well. I think this is going to be decluttered soon in my collection, but for now it's just kind of here. So we have one of my favorite foundations or CC creams. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC cream in the shade Medium 330W. I finished this up and I repurchased it from the e.l.f. website. It's just that good. Definitely check this out. I have oily skin, and at the first time around I didn't really enjoy how this wore on my skin type, but the more I wore it, I just love the finish of this product, which is why I had to repurchase. Next is the Amuse Matte Finish Foundation. I honestly don't remember my thoughts on this product. This is from the Chamase website, so we'll have to give this a whirl again soon. Next we have my AOA Studio Vita Glow Tinted Moisturizer with vitamin C. I have two shades here. The one that I use the most is the one in medium, and then we have the one in tan. This is such a nice product. I love it. It's very lightweight and easy to wear, especially for that everyday kind of look from Chamase. And I definitely didn't think I was gonna like this formula for my skin tone. I am really into like full coverage foundations, but this one really stole my heart. I love how it looks, and at the end of the day, like when I throw this on, it looks like I threw on want a full coverage foundation without being super cakey on my skin. So that's what I love so much about these products here. And I'm almost through the medium, and then I'm gonna start using the tan one in this formula. It's amazing. Next we have this one, New Color BB Beauty Benefit Cream in medium 1 from the Dollar Tree. I also have one in my Shop My Stash drawer. Did do a Shop My Stash Dollar Tree edition, so that other foundation is in my Shop My Stash as of lately. So this is the one that I'll be showing you guys today, and I didn't really pick this out because I don't know, I kind of like the other one more from City Color opposed to this one, but this one's also really nice from the Dollar Tree if you want to try it out. And I think medium 1 works really well for my skin tone. Next we have the Away Pseudo Perfect BB Cream. This is actually one that really disappointed me. It's just always leaking on me, which is why I never use it. I also don't like the formula, so it's just kind of there. I think eventually this will be decluttered. I have 2 of the Away Pseudo Pro Wear foundations. I have 2 shades because I like to mix them together, as you guys know. So I have the one in Honey Beige and I have the one in Natural Beige. And when I mix them together, they work so well. These are definitely medium to full coverage foundations. I love them. Now the packaging, I'd say is okay. It's like 50-50 for me. There are times that I love it and then times that I hate it because it is like a dropper kind of situation, so it's very interesting. You do have to shake before use, but it's definitely a very high coverage foundation from the site if you're looking for one. I have this one available, which is the Away Pseudo A Plus Buildable Satin Foundation. I actually haven't used this in such a long time. It also is like a dropper kind of situation, and I have mine in the shade Honey Beige. I think this shade is just a little too orange on me. I literally haven't used this in such a long time, but I remember this being so nice on the skin. I'll definitely have to use this in an upcoming video. This one was in a recent Shop My Stash for the month of May. This is a Beauty Creations Flawless Safe Foundation, medium to full coverage. I have the shade FS 7.0, and my thoughts on this, the first time around, I didn't really enjoy it. I don't know, I've repurchased it so many times. I loved it, but there was a brief moment where I wasn't reaching for this. It is very full coverage and the shade is a little off. It's a little too yellow on me. I love the fact that it comes with a pump. It's super convenient. However, if I don't set it with a specific powder, it just does not wear well on my skin. But other than that, it looks stunning, and it's like a perfect kind of I'd say like special event kind of foundation. It's gonna last a long time on you and look flawless by the end of the night if you set it with the right products. Next product is the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation, and this one also another one I haven't used in a long time. This is the one in Warm Honey, and this one kind of tends to slip and slide on my skin, but it's also another foundation that I repurchase constantly. So I'll have to bring this back out. We'll have to do like a full face of LA Colors soon again, because I don't really remember my like official thoughts on this, but I always repurchase it, so I must like it. Then we have the Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation from SHEGLAM, and this is extremely matte, so if you have oily skin, definitely check this out. And I have mine in the shade Honey. This is so nice. Also another special occasion kind of foundation. I also haven't reached for this in a long time, so I'll have to bring this back out. It's definitely one that feels high end. It feels very heavy. Just the way that it comes packaged from the brand, it's so nice and it feels luxurious. But also the formula is actually really nice. So if you have oily skin and you've been looking for a foundation on SHEGLAM, definitely check this one out. And lastly, in this drawer for foundations, I have the Bounce Foundation from Beauty Blender. And this is one that I repurchased, but I repurchased this at my local TJ Maxx. This is 3.35. The one that I used to use was 3.35W. So I haven't really tried this out on my skin, so we'll have to see how this works. Alright, so let's get into my primers. I have 2 slots here of primers. The first one here is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. Definitely a favorite. I love it. I love the sticky base. And now that we're here, let's just talk about the other e.l.f. primer that's really amazing. This is the Power Grip Primer. Both of these are very similar, so whichever you pick up, I think you're going to enjoy. Basically, they provide a very sticky base to have your foundation cling to your face and not move throughout the day, so I really enjoy both of these. Next, we have the Fourth Ray Beauty Hello Sunshine Primer, and this is a brightening priming moisturizer. This is extremely moisturizing on the skin. It's so cooling, and it gives you like a nice kind of glow to the skin. So if you have dry skin, if you like that glow from within kind of moment, pick this up. For me, it's definitely one that I have to use sparingly because I have oily skin, but it's actually really nice and it smells so good. It smells like oranges. This is one that was in a recent Shop My Stash. This is the Sephora Mattify Primer. This is okay. It's very silicone-y. I'm just trying to work through it, not one that I would repurchase. This one's so so beautiful. It actually provides a really beautiful glow to the skin, but it's nothing like offensive. This is the Tele Deluxe. This is Banana's Glow Face Primer. It's definitely one that I would repurchase when I'm out, and it smells so good as well. I actually have a couple of these Amuse face primers. Maybe these are the only two, but I have these two from Amuse. These are from the Shamise website, and they're color correcting face primers that are meant to give you a radiant glow. So I have the neutralizer one, and then I have the anti-redness. These are actually really nice formula, and I definitely recommend if you're looking for a primer on the site. We have a newer e.l.f. primer to me. This is the e.l.f. Plus Matte Oil Control Primer. I've recently been using this and I really much enjoy it. So far so good with this product, so I'll definitely have to update you guys soon. This is one that I don't really enjoy. This is the Beyond Let's Get It Professional Primer. This one's in the shade Matte, and I just don't really like how this looks on my skin. It tends to stick to one area and it just stays there. You can't really blend it out, and it leaves a white cast. So this is definitely one that I do not recommend. Next we have one from the Dollar Tree, and this is the LA Colors Smoothing Face Primer. I did used to have a white one in this kind of primer situation, and I didn't really enjoy it, but this one here is actually really nice. It is color correcting, so it's going to leave a little bit of a orangey cast, but it actually is really nice on the skin, so I definitely have to try it out again on camera. These are the Away Studio Wonder Skin primers. I have 3 of them here. The first one here is the blue one. They don't really have any like type of specific names, but this is the blue one. We have the illuminating primer, and then we have the blur primer, which has a bunch of little specks of glitters in there. I think these are pretty good for what they are. They're actually really nice. The illuminating one is really pretty on the skin. I have to try it out again out soon. I think the blurring one is okay. I think I used it in a recent Instagram reel and I really much enjoyed it. So these are actually really nice. Next we have this little baby, and this is our Heart Candy Long Wear Primer. I actually have a big size of this, and this was $1 at Walmart. It's actually really nice. I believe I have a backup of this as well, and sooner or later I'm gonna use this up, and I don't think I'm gonna repurchase, but it's really cute for what it is. It was only $1, which is why I picked it up. This one I've had for so many years. I actually got this at 99-cent store, and this is a Black Radiance True Complexion Shine Control Primer. It feels like a lotion on the face, and I've been working towards using this up, and then I kind of gave up on it, and now honestly I really truly forgot about it, so I'll definitely have to bring this back out and try to use this up. I don't think I would repurchase just because it's one that I forgot about. I don't remember my thoughts on it, but I remember trying to use it up. Next we have the Amore Us Perfecting Face Primer. Extremely silicone-y on the face, but I just purchased it to do a Amore Us video, and you know, it's just kind of there, just a like backup primer if I ever run out of my favorites. Not something that I would run out and repurchase when it's gone. We have the AOA Studio Clean Slate Primer. This is actually really nice. However, this one is kind of defective. It's kind of leaking on me, but it's a really nice primer. I love it, as well as the other primer that's over there from Shamise, which is the Perfect Filter. This is actually very hydrating. I'd say this is perfect for anybody with dry skin because it feels so cooling. It smells so good as well. So this is definitely one that I recommend, but both of these are actually really nice. See, from that little container, we have the Nano Blur from Indeed Cosmetics. And this is one that actually sent my way, and it's actually so amazing. I could not put this down when I got it, and now I kind of forgot about it because it was hidden in this drawer, but I'll definitely have to bring this back out. It is such a beautiful consistency, and it just blurs out the skin so flawlessly, so I'll definitely have to use it again soon. Let's start in the other drawer in the back. So this is a 4th Rate Beauty Coconut Face Milk. I thought this was going to be like a moisturizer kind of moment. However, I haven't been using it that way. So I went ahead and just threw it in my primer drawer, and hopefully I can get some use out of it. But so far I don't have any thoughts on this. This one is also newer to me. I haven't really been using it a lot. This is a Romantic Beauty Makeup Primer. And this is basically a hydrating primer. This supposedly has like gold flecks in it. But again, I don't really have thoughts on this because it is newer to my collection. And then we have this product, which I actually had a long time ago in my collection if you've been here since the beginning of my channel. This is a Muse 14K Gold Primer, and I actually have been working through it. I'm really surprised. I went ahead and repurchased it, but it's not something that I really need in my collection. But honestly, I'm really surprised at how much I have used, or maybe it was leaking, I don't remember. But yeah, this one's okay, not something to write home about. Next I have all of my e.l.f. primers. The first one here is the Poreless Face Primer, which is the one that I've been using the most, and I always say I'm not going to repurchase, but I always end up repurchasing the original putty primer from e.l.f. Purchased a Target mystery box, and I got this luminous putty primer from that. situation. I've used it once or twice, but I don't really remember my thoughts on this. This is part of their Cookies and Dreams collection, and this was actually really nice. It smells really good. I've used this a handful of times as well, and I remember I just kind of like the original putty primer compared to this one. This one is just way more creamy, I'd say, and it takes a little longer to blend into the skin, and I don't feel like it does anything for my oily skin, so it's kind of there, but it smells really good. And we have this one. This is the e.l.f. Dunkin' Donut collection primer. This one I found that has a lot of shimmers in it. It's basically like the luminous primer that I just showed you guys, except it has a slight smell of donut to it. I think it's okay, nothing to write home about. I honestly don't recommend it if you don't like a shimmery primer. So we have the e.l.f. Happy Hydration Cream, and this is also like a moisturizer, but I've heard many people use this as a primer, so this is why it's in this drawer. But I've only used this I think once or twice as well, so I'll definitely have to use this in an upcoming video and share my thoughts. Honestly, don't remember what I think of this. I have the SHEGLAM primer. What is this? The birthday skin primer, and this is the pink one. This is the original one that came out. There is a little dip going in there. I think this is okay, nothing, you know, extraordinary or anything, but it's really cute. I have another putty like primer, and this is the high maintenance poreless face primer from Italia Deluxe, and it looks like this. This is actually very balmy opposed to creamy like the original putty primer, but it's actually really nice on the skin. Definitely recommend. We have the AOA Studio Aloe face primer. I don't really recommend this. I don't think it's anything special. I honestly forget about it, and I think I'm gonna eventually declutter this. This one here is actually really smoothing, the Ulta Cool Committee primer. I haven't used it in a long time, but I remember I really much enjoyed it. However, I would have to pair this with a mattifying primer to work with my oily skin. This one was really hard to use. This is the e.l.f. Blurring Primer Serum. I actually purchased this at Marshall's, and I feel like this was really dried up when I purchased it, so it's kind of one that I kind of have to work with. But it's really hard to get the actual product out, so you know, it's not one of my favorites. This is a newer product to me. This is the Joa Blur Activator Mineral Primer. I did mention that somebody at my workplace actually sells makeup, and she sold this to me for like $2. It's a really nice blurring primer. However, it does leave a bit of a white cast, so I'm kind of still working with this, but I'll eventually update you guys in a future video on my full thoughts. This one from the Shamasay website. I don't think this is available any longer, but this is their color correcting face primer. I use this in a recent Instagram reel, and I thought this was okay. It pretty much feels like a face lotion or something, nothing extraordinary, but it feels really nice on the skin. It's really smoothing, but you know, I don't think it's available anymore. This one was in a recent Shop My Stash. I believe it was for the month of May, and this is a Milani Cherry Radiance Oil. If you like having radiance to your skin, I think you're really going to enjoy this. It's basically just a luminizing oil, and it's definitely one that I had to pair with a mattifying primer, but it looked so stunning on the skin, and it smells really good. Next, we have the AOA Studio Aqua Hydrating Face Primer. This was actually really nice. I haven't used it in a while, but I remember it felt really cooling on my skin, which I really much enjoyed. Next, we have the A+ No Pore Face Primer. This one's one that I really much enjoy, and I've repurchased a bunch of times over on Shop Miss A. I really have to have this in my collection just to have for like a Shop Miss A video. Really nice, and I really think it's comparable to those other primers that I mentioned earlier. I think this one is one that they actually sent my way from Romantic Beauty, and this is a beautifying primer. I remember, I think this was like a silicone-y kind of moment, but we'll definitely have to try it out again for a video. From the Dollar Tree, and this is a Broadway Colors Color Correcting Face Primer. This is actually really nice and smoothing, and it's the one in peach. It's actually really nice, so I have to use this soon as well. Hard Candy Sheer Envy Blurring Primer from Dollar Tree. This is actually one that kind of burned my skin, so I haven't used this since then, but we'll definitely have to try it. If I feel like it's not working for me, I'm just gonna have to declutter it, because yeah, that burning sensation really did freak me out. This is the other primer that goes with that Italia Deluxe primer, and this is the Italia Deluxe Relief Gripping Primer, and as you can see, I've used it quite a bit of time, so I'll definitely have to bring this out and use this again on camera with you guys. Next, we have the Sense Revolution Treehouse of Horror Primer Base. This is a green primer. I don't really remember my thoughts on it. I think this was hydrating, but again, we'll have to use this soon. The Beauty Treats Prime and Go Primer Spray, which was actually really nice. However, I haven't really been reaching for it because it is kind of hidden, but I actually remember liking that. And lastly, another favorite is the Wet n Wild BFF Hydrating Brightening Spray from the Wet n Wild SpongeBob collection that came out a couple years ago. This does have some glitters in it, which provides such a beautiful brightening effect to the face. So if you like that kind of glow, you're definitely going to enjoy this. It's so beautiful, and it smells so good as well. So So now that we're here, let's just get into setting sprays. We have the LA Colors Hydrating Face Mist. This is really nice. This is the cucumber one from Dollar Tree. We also have the LA Colors Travel Size Refresher Face Mist, which is also another really nice hydrating mist from the Dollar Tree. Super hydrating, but also extremely travel size, so you can definitely take it with you on the go. We have this one from Beauty Creations, and this is their Peony Setting Spray. This is amazing. I love it, and it retailed for $2.49 at my local Q Bargain. And these are really effective for my oily skin, so I really much enjoy this formula. So we have this one, which actually holds my, I think it was my Hard Candy setting spray. I really love it for my oily skin, so it's definitely one that I'm still using up. And this container is actually from Shop Miss A. I have this from SHEGLAM, and this is a Press Refresh setting spray. I've actually mentioned this quite a few times. I really enjoy this for a nice hydration moment throughout the day. It's amazing. This is actually extremely hydrating as well, and this is the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last setting spray, and this one here is in Dragon Fruit Peach. If you like that luminous kind of look to the face, you're definitely gonna enjoy this. For my oily skin, it's not the best, but I'm glad that I have it. It smells really good. Of the A+ Oil Control setting sprays, well, this is the oil control and this is just the regular one. This one I'm almost out of, but both of them are from Shop Miss A. I think these are okay. We have these two from Beauty Treats, and we have their Rose Water as well as their Cucumber Aloe sprays. I've had these for actually a really long time and I haven't finished them up, which is crazy. But we have these two, nothing to write home about. They're just pretty much just water, like scented waters to hydrate the skin. Next we have the Romantic Beauty Rose Setting Spray, which is actually a dupe for this one here, which is the Beauty Creations Rose Setting Spray. So they're pretty much the same thing. I just really like the scent of the Beauty Creations ones. I also like the formula a little more. And then I also do have another Beauty Creations setting spray, which is so nice. It smells so good. This is the Tropical setting spray as well. So I really love the formula of the Beauty Creations setting sprays. They're amazing. But if you're looking for a more affordable one, there's the Romantic Beauty Rose setting spray as well. But pretty much they're just, you know, setting sprays to refresh the skin. I have this one that I purchased on Amazon, and this is the You Can Be Never Change setting spray. Pretty much a like hydration mist. Doesn't really mattify my skin as much as I like, but it's really nice and it smells really good as well. I really like the mister as well in this product. We're fine to me. This is the BH Paradise Refresh Face Mist. This is from TJ Maxx, I believe, or Marshalls, and I think this is okay. I don't really like the sprayer in this bottle, so it's kind of like eh. Another one that kind of disappointed me is the ColourPop No Filter Face Primer. It has like this weird buildup on the bottom of it. It's just kind of like whatever to me. A lot of people rave about it, but I'm not really sure why. It's just kind of okay. This is one I've never used. This is a City Color Illuminating Setting Spray, and this is from the Dollar Tree. I haven't used it because I'm kind of scared that's going to leave a bunch of little like shimmers on my face, but I'll definitely have to try it out soon. Next we have the Set and Go Setting Spray, which is a sister product to the primer that I talked about earlier. Also one that I don't really remember. I don't have thoughts on this product. I don't really remember what it does. One of my favorite setting sprays is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist from e.l.f. Definitely try it out. It gives you the most beautiful glow to the skin. I love this, and when it's out, I'm definitely going to repurchase. This one actually came defective, and this is a Pure and Barbie setting spray that I purchased at Marshalls, I believe, or TJ Maxx. The spray, it just doesn't really come out of the nozzle, but it's such a beautiful kind of like nice piece for your like vanity or whatever. But it's like a cute display piece. It's supposed to be like illuminating, I believe, but it doesn't really work, which sucks. And the little puff came off. Another sister product, this is the Wet n Wild Fun Purifying Setting Mist, and this is the sister product to the primer that I talked about earlier. And this is also really nice, smells really good. It doesn't really do a whole lot for my oily skin, but it's really nice. I really like it for the scent. And lastly, in this drawer, we have the Simpsons Revolution Paradise of Love, or Summer of Love setting spray. This is so nice. Definitely a newer product to me, so I don't really have any like strong thoughts on this product, but it's actually really cute and I love the Simpsons, so I had to have it. All right, next we're going to get into my cream products. So first off, up here we have all of my cream bronzers. So first off, we have this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, and this one here, I'm not really sure what the shade is, but these are actually a recent purchase to me. I really much enjoy this formula, and it's a really nice color for me, so I have really been enjoying this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer situation. However, I don't remember the name. They don't put it on the bottom of the product, but it's actually a really nice color for me. So I have the AOA Studio Top Secret Concealer. This is one of their concealer products that I mentioned like the ones that I showed you guys earlier. And this one here is a natural beige slash cappuccino, and I basically use this as a bronzer kind of moment for me, and also a shade that works really nicely for me, and it is a bit of a thick formula, but again, this is supposed to be a concealer, so that's the way it is, but it's really nice as a bronzer as well, so I really much enjoy this color. Next we have this Starry Sculpt Highlight contour situation. It comes with a cream contour side as well as with a powder highlight. I think this isn't the greatest product ever, but I don't even know why it's in here. I think I might put this with my highlights and might use it a little more over there, but this one here is in the shade, it doesn't even have a shade on it, but I don't really recommend it. Nothing to write home about. It's just kind of there. Shade newer to me, and this is a Simpsons liquid bronzer. It's extremely shimmery, and again, no shade name on it, but I believe this comes in a like shimmery bronzer as well as in a blush, and I think this was actually really nice from what I remember, so I'll definitely have to use this again to remember my thoughts. This is definitely a favorite. This is a SHEGLAM Sculpt. This is the Sun Sculpt Liquid Bronzer, and this one's in the shade Warm Honey. I really much enjoy this formula in the SHEGLAM line. They just came out with a bunch of new like blushes, so I definitely have those in my collection as well. But this is one of my favorite bronzers from them, and it does come with a little like sponge applicator. It is so nice and it smells so good. It blends out so easily on the skin as well, so this is definitely something that I recommend from their website. I have the AOA Studio Sculpt FX Contour Stick, and this one is in the shade Sunkiss. This one comes in a couple other shades, but this one here works amazing for my skin tone. It is a little bit of a I'd say like thicker, kind of a hard to blend formula, a little bit of a matte formula, but if you blend it in really good with a brush or like a stippling brush, it's gonna blend out so nicely. So this is definitely another favorite. This one as well, this is the Ebon Contour and Glow Stick, and this one I'd say is a little bit more creamy, a little easier to blend out, and this is the Bronze Brown Contour Stick from Ebon, New York. I love them. I do have a palette collection video coming at the end of the series. I have so many Ebon palettes. I love their brand, definitely one of my favorites. And lastly, for the cream contour section, we have the Indeed Nano Bronze Bronzing Drops. These are meant for your face and body. I specifically have been using it on my face, and I really do enjoy this formula. It's so nice, and it does come with a pump applicator, so this is definitely becoming a quick favorite for me. All right, so now we're going to get into this first drawer here. The first thing that I see here is the AOA Studio Dewy Creme Highlight Moment, and this one here is in the shade Grace, and this is a little bit of a purpley kind of situation. It's very pearly as well. It's actually a really nice dewy kind of highlight, so this is definitely one, if you like that dewy kind of moment on the face, you're definitely gonna enjoy this. Next we have the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Liquid Highlight, and this is actually from the 99-cent store. This is one that I was attempting to finish up, and this is in the shade Goddess Glow, and I did remove the stopper. It's extremely messy. It's a messy, very messy product, and I attempted to use it on my body. It's just so sticky that I don't really know what to do with this, so this is eventually going to be decluttered, I think, or I'm going to find a way to use it up, but this is definitely not a favorite at the moment. Next we have the LA Colors Glow Stick. Here is the one in Halo, which is more of a golden kind of moment. Then we have this one here, which is in the shade Poppin', which is more of a pinky kind of moment, and this one here is specifically in my Shop My Stash, but both of these are an amazing formula, so if you're looking for a liquid highlight from Dollar Tree, you're definitely going to enjoy these. This one here is from Shop My Stash, an amazing liquid highlight. Definitely recommend. These are their Glow Baby liquid highlights, and I have the one in Golden Rose. I also have a whole set of these in my collection, so I'm never going to run out of them. I have a whole collection of these Max Makeup Cherimoya sticks. These are called their Born to Shine Shimmer Sticks, and this one here is in Ultraviolet. One in High Beam. We have this one in Sunkissed, which is more of a bronzy kind of moment. We also have these, which come in a different type of packaging, but they're basically the same thing in a more golden tone, one in a more blue tone. So as you can see, I have a whole collection of these, and I did get them at my local 99-cent store. Next we have the Jelly Wow from SHEGLAM. It comes with one side a stick blush or a cream blush, as well as a cream highlight on the other end. This is an okay product, honestly, one that I kind of forgot about, nothing to write home about either. I think the blush side is good, the highlight side is okay. This one is in the style Wink Wink, and it does come in a couple other color variations. Next we have the SHEGLAM Spring It On liquid highlight. This is definitely not one of my favorites. It's extremely just very glittery, and I don't really enjoy that, so this is not one of my favorites. And then we have two of the Malibu Glitz liquid highlighters from Shamus A. We have two tones here. We have the shade Topaz, which is this one here, and then we have the shade Aquamarine. And I have to say, on my face I don't really enjoy these, but for the inner corner these are actually extremely bright and illuminating, so that's why I keep them around. But for my face, honestly, I don't really enjoy them. Right, so now we're gonna get into my cream blushes. So the first one here is the Winky Lux blush in Dodgy, and this is one of their rose blushes. I actually got this on sale at my local Target for like $6 or something, opposed to the $20. This is a really creamy and nice. It is more of a matte formula, so you do really have to dig in there to get the pigment, but it's actually really nice. And I love the fact that the rose is still intact after all the uses I've done to this product and how many times I've used it. But it's such a beautiful packaging and doesn't really fit in here, so I always keep it like on the side of the organizer. Another cream palette that doesn't really fit in there that I keep on the side is the Ciate London Miss Piggy Collection palette, and this was actually featured in a recent Shop My Stash as well. I do really enjoy this palette. I tend to mix them all together, which why it looks kind of dirty, but this is actually a really beautiful cream palette, and I love, again, mixing them all together. So I just keep it on the side there. Next, we're going to get into my cream blushes. First off, we have my LA Colors cream gel blushes. Actually, I have two of them here, and then I have another one that's in my Shop My Stash in the shade Admirable, which is so stunning. I love it. Then we have this pinky one here, which is in the shade Tainted Love, and this more everyday one in the shade Hypnotize. So these are actually an amazing formula. They are very hydrating to the skin. They feel cooling upon first application, and these really do pack a punch on the face, so definitely recommend these. So I also have the Away Studio Hush Cream Blush, and this one is in the shade Cozy. Same packaging as the highlight that I showed you guys, but this is more of a orangey kind of moment, like a rusty orange moment. Also really nice, a really good formula. This is actually one of my first cream blushes from the site, and I really do enjoy this product, especially with the stippling brush. Another one that I really much enjoy, this is from the 99-cent store, and this is their cream blush from Smoke and Mirrors. I was really surprised at how amazing this product is. It's not like it looks a little scary, it looks dark in the pan, but when you blend it blends in so nicely. It's definitely one that you can build up, and it's just a beautiful color as well. And I did use this recently in a video. I was really impressed. I hate the fact that they don't put the name on the actual product, but this is actually really nice. Next, we have the e.l.f. Putty Blush. I don't remember the name of this, but it's like one of their darkest tones, and it looks like that. It's actually a really beautiful blush, definitely one that I have to take a light hand with. It looks like I've never used it, but I've used it a couple times already, and I am really impressed by the formula. So this is definitely a really nice blush. However, not one that I like reach for often. It's just kind of there since I got it, and it's been here in my collection for a couple months now. But yeah, it's a really nice color. However, I don't know, I kind of forget about it. Next, we have two of the SHEGLAM what are these called? So the Color Bloom liquid blushes. We have two shades here, and this is part of their newer line, the darker shade in Swipe Right, which is part of their first ever line of these blushes. They did revamp them and come out with a bunch of other colors, so if you're looking for these on their website, they're so pigmented, amazing. They also have that sponge kind of applicator. These are amazing, so definitely check them out, and they smell really good as well. We have all of my Metamorphosis blushes. These are their Blushing Bubbles blushes. They don't all have a name to them, but I really enjoy these like neutral tones here. These are really amazing and colorful. The pink one, I did remove the stopper, which is why it's like messy and it's getting all over the drawer, but all of these are an amazing formula. So if you're looking for a blush from their website, from Metamorphosis, these are amazing. I would definitely recommend the more peachy kind of everyday tones as well. They did come out with a newer formula, which I think is on the bottom drawer, but these are also really nice old school kind of formula from them. And lastly, from this specific drawer, we have the SHEGLAM Spring It On Liquid Highlight. This is a cream to powder blush in Permanent Vacation. Compared to the highlight, this one is actually a really nice formula. It is more of an orangey kind of blush, and it's nice. Not one that I would repurchase, but it's really cute to have, and I really enjoy the color. We have the LA Colors blush stick, and these are like part of those first like highlights and stuff that I purchased from from the Dollar Tree, and this is one that I don't really reach for, and this one's in the shade Glowing. Again, I don't know, I don't really reach for this blush. I much rather some of their other blushes from the Dollar Tree. These are kind of like This is the Amuse Creamy Dreams blush stick from Chamase, and again, another blush that I don't reach for. This one is in the shade Sexy Salmon. I'm not really into these like cream stick blushes, honestly, in my opinion. I'm just not really into them, so I don't reach for them. I have all of the AOA Studio Color Flush liquid blushes. I have all the shades here. All of them are pretty much orangey kind of shades, and they're really beautiful. They have a doe foot applicator. I definitely recommend, if you see a color that calls out to you, definitely pick it up. These are an amazing formula. These are some of the SHEGLAM Modern Love collection. These are their lip to cheek products, and basically it's a liquid blush slash lip product. I really love the doe foot applicator in these products. It's so nice. I also love the colors that they selected for this collection. I love the packaging of these, the colors, everything about this collection was really nice. However, I kind of forget about these, and I haven't even like used them recently. I just used them in a like video trying them out with you guys, but I haven't used them since then, so these are definitely some that I have to play with soon. They're the newer blushes to the Metamorphosis website. These are their Dazzle liquid blushes. They have very similar doe foot applicators to the Chamase and the SHEGLAM ones that I just showed you guys. I have two shades here. I have the shade Hugs and the shade Sonrisa, which are such a beautiful formula. I've talked about these nonstop on Instagram as well as here on YouTube. I mentioned them in favorites videos as well. They're an amazing formula, so if you're looking for a liquid blush on their site, definitely check these out as well. And this last drawer actually has all of my eyeshadow bases. I don't know if I should just go through them now that we're here. I have two of my Beauty Creations Dare to Be Bright color base primers. I have the shade Whiteout, which is so beautiful, and then I have the shade Ballerina Girl, which I love using as an eyeshadow base. Both of them are actually a really great formula. If you love a specific color to cut your crease, I think you're really going to enjoy this formula from Beauty Creations. I have the Beauty Creations Glitter Primer. This is one that I don't really use a lot. I really am into their glitter applicator, which is actually like one of their tools that I use a lot, but this actual like glitter primer I'm not really into. I don't really use it a lot, so it's kind of just there. I have the AOA Studio Glitter Tacky Base, which is supposed to be an eye primer for glitter, I guess. Also another product that I don't really use a lot. We have two of the Chamase bases as well, and these are their soft base. This is their nude one and their shimmer one. I'm more into the nude one, but honestly I don't really like eyeshadow bases for my eye. I much rather use a concealer. Same thing goes for these Amuse eyeshadow primers. Again, I much rather a concealer, but for some reason I keep purchasing eyeshadow primers. I have the shimmer eyeshadow primer from Amuse as well as the nude one. But the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow primer, also another one that is a little underrated. I got this in a Ulta Beauty, I think it's like one of their makeup boxes that they always come out with yearly, and it's like okay. It feels really just like smoothing on the eye, but it doesn't really provide any color or coverage or anything, so it's just kind of okay. Same thing goes for this SHEGLAM Ready Set Primer. They actually came out with a hydrating eyeshadow primer recently. I almost picked it up, but honestly I don't even use this one, so I'm just gonna skip out on it. This is extremely comparable to the Urban Decay primer potion. It's just very see-through on the eye. It doesn't provide any type of color, but it actually is a really nice primer if you're looking for one on SHEGLAM. This one here does provide color, but I just never reach for it. This is a Bella Forever Eye Base 24-hour eye primer. It is rather light for my skin tone, but it's actually a really nice eyeshadow base when I'm doing colorful looks. And lastly, for this drawer we have the two AOA Studio Perfect eyeshadow bases or eyeshadow primer. I have a matte tone and a shimmer tone as well, and these are one of their older formulas.